What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod. I'm not mad at this episode, not in the slightest. But before I even get into that, y'all know I gotta be a man of accountability. Everybody was calling me out for the false information I provided pertaining to Flip, Joe, Ian, and the WWE, so I wanted to clear it up. Flip was given the opportunity by Joe and Ian, so they can't take the opportunity from him just because they're executing in a way he's not. I apologize for spreading that out there, and I just wanted to apologize to y'all as a community. Y'all know how we rock. But anyway, welcome back. Welcome back. I just butchered the whole song, but shout out to Melissa Ford and Queen's Flip. Their presence was missed, whether you want to admit to it or not. Their presence was missed, so it was good to see Melissa. And I saw a lot of the Patreon comments. They were talking about her hair. They didn't like her in the bob. I saw a bunch of comments saying that Melissa should only do braids, and that's it. Joe should hire her a stylist if it's that big of an issue. The only reason we're pointing it out is because of how beautiful she is. And it's a huge contrast to her being naturally beautiful or surgically beautiful for those that believe she did that, and then how she dresses and how her hair looks. It's on total opposite sides of the spectrum. So fix that, but that's up to Joe. I don't think that's up to Melissa. And shout out to Offset. He came, even though I'm starting to realize a lot of these rappers are signing these deals for a reason. That's the nicest way I can say that. It's hard for them to be coherent and put sentences or complete sentences together. It takes them forever to process their thoughts, and we speak on that a lot with Flip, but I notice a lot of the people that we look up to in this industry are the same way. But anyway, they were hitting him with questions that could have jammed him up in the past, and the way he carried himself, I'm sure he earned a lot more support and more fans from this interview. And speaking of from the past, somebody was in his ear. He either had a new publicist telling him how he needs to dodge these questions and how he needs to carry himself because he's seen in the public light, because he was answering that question a lot with that answer, or he did do some real self-reflection and realized that he was contributing to a lot of the nonsense that was going on with him and Cardi B. And I don't like speaking on marital situations, but I thought it was interesting how he carried himself throughout this interview, because Joe is trying to be messy. And one thing you have to give Joe is he's going to openly tell you he's trying to be messy. Like, I'm being messy on purpose, but you know these are pertinent questions that I have to ask you, especially because that's currently going on in your life. So I like how Offset said, I'm not going to dodge any questions, but he answered the questions in a professional manner so he would dodge answering truthfully, because even if he doesn't feel that way, it's always best to take full accountability in the public eye. Therefore, when things happen to you in the reverse, people are more inclined to feel sorry for you. If you don't take any accountability when something actually does happen to you, it won't matter how you feel, because you made others feel in a way that you didn't want to feel. So now that we're getting all these interviews, for those who don't pay attention to the night shows and all the other places where people go to do interviews like this, a la A Breakfast Club, the same podcast that he was clowning on. And shout out to Danny, because he's digging deeper into this iHeart shit, and it gets even deeper than that now that I discovered that Colin's in the mix. Like, damn, what's going on over there at iHeart? And I told y'all a couple of months ago that their headquarters are literally like 2 blocks away from where I live. So I need to go take a visit, see if they'll give me an open tour. We can get into the bottom of this. That'll be some good content. So y'all look out on Patreon for that. But I like the cohesion of the pod. Everybody seems to be in better spirits. Now, are they in better spirits because they know how much money's coming in now and Joe made everything right? Or because they know how much money's coming in and they're hoping Joe will make everything right because they're putting their best foot forward? It's not a good sign when Joe tells you when you're gone and you don't let him know when you're coming back that it's okay, you can stay gone as long as you want. It's not a good sign when Joe says that you were supposed to be fired 90 times. Put your best foot forward, like y'all have been. I gotta make sure I'm giving y'all credit for when y'all succeed, as opposed to always just being negative towards y'all. I feel like y'all had a great pod for y'all standards currently, and if y'all continue to go in this direction, all of these think pieces, I like how he gave that title, think pieces, but all of these think pieces, the narratives will switch in these think pieces. And now, this is one of the smartest plays that they did, and I spoke on it in my other video, them including the community, and the community is able to get things in motion. Micah getting Metro Boomin to come on is a big deal. Now that Joe and all of the JBN is showing the audience that they're inclusive and things that they do and say matter, it's only going to add to the pod. It's only going to increase everything that's going on currently. And it's going to make more people want to subscribe and follow your every movement because of the inclusion. So shout out to the pioneers that's currently doing it. It's not going to get spoke on until a little later down the line, but I'm going to give y'all flowers currently. Hopefully, nothing happens dramatically. All it is finish out the summer strong. Like I just told y'all a couple of videos ago, school is about to start next week for a lot of the world, or a lot of the nation. Just get back to school, and then we're going to have sports, and then more things are going to happen as a direct result of that, and then you'll have more things to talk about. Let's just get through this. And clearly, y'all are going to get more interviews coming on. And I just made a poll not too long ago, and everybody was saying that they liked the way of the interviews. So if people aren't going to get mad at it, and you see all the other podcasts that are in interview-based, and the numbers that they're able to do as a direct result of that, the mastering of that game is just broadening the horizons of the interviews. You have to be able to get a different specter, or at least all of the spectrum when it comes to that. So you have to think outside of rap. There's only so many rappers you can interview. There's only so many press runs that you can do and get outside of being in that little media circle. So use Melissa's talents in the Hollywood industry and get actors and actresses up there. You can't tell me that you wouldn't, because Omar Epps keeps coming up there. And it's clear as day that Omar Epps and Melissa Ford have some type of attention. So if you have tension with people in the Hollywood industry and Melissa doesn't, oh well, nigga. The way you keep saying she's poaching people from Hot and Bothered, or from here to Hot and Bothered, you need to do the same for her. She's connected to a lot of Hollywood actors and actresses. Expand that horizon. And it's clear as day you're looking for a sports take. I said on Twitter the other day, I'm going to look for the most hype unsigned sports podcast. See if we can make some waves over here. And I don't want to hear nothing about a bag. I'm not trying to sign a sports podcast, so it doesn't matter that I'm looking for one for somebody else. But the direction that the JVN is going is very interesting, because nobody else really includes the audience in the way that he's about to. Imagine how The Office would have been if they would have listened to the highest voted polls or on fan theories. Imagine how the most popular rated shows would go. And that's in essence what's happening right in front of our eyes. So if you're not a part of the community, I suggest you join. Before you miss the wave. But as always, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know how we rocking. You already know what it is with us, man. Y'all know I couldn't leave y'all without videos, man. Here's my hand on the Bible. Here's my oath. I will not let y'all go a single day without me dropping at least one video on Patreon and at least one video on YouTube. We're turning up. We're not getting stagnant. We're not remaining quote unquote consistent. We're going harder. So I appreciate all the support, man. Y'all really making your boy turn up. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.